I asked Irene from Northern Essex to speak about some of the tasks of the primary liaison to share the wealth of these tools and to tap ideas from other departments and offices. I know that many of you are, and including in Irene's shop too, are just getting used to using the tools and figuring out how to use them with your targeted population, but the license is a college-wide license, and we really want to start looking at how, as I said earlier, how other departments, other offices can use them. And Irene is still really at the beginning of that process, but has some great ideas, and we wanted her to share some of those with you and get your ideas for how you might approach others in your campuses.
Thank you. So, as Sandy said, we're not in the group of early adapters. On the other hand, I'm definitely in the group of excited adapters, and we were very happy to hear about the tool and realize that this is a very robust resource for us to be able to incorporate in many different areas in the college, but getting the word out and getting people interested has been a little trickier. The area that I oversee is adult education, so that would be adult basic ed, transition to college. We have bridge to college programs and various other smaller grant-funded programs. And my unit falls within the corporate and community education program at Northern Essex. So it's actually a very good match. And the areas that have been easier to focus on are my own, which I just mentioned, as well as some of the non-credit courses. And one of the areas that has already taken on some of the use of the tool is our transition and bridge to college programs. So both of those programs, transition work specifically with people who have passed the GED or HiSET but do not have, their skills are not sufficient to really enter college and would have to spend quite a bit of time in, or some time in developmental. So it's been very useful to use the tool actually as a support to our math component. And what we've done to make that affordable is bring in a tutor who is essentially the coach, and have people work on their program at their own pace and have the tutor on the side or the coach on the side to answer questions. And so all of this is being done to reinforce the face-to-face classroom work that's happening in the program as well. Certainly, people who are familiar with the tool realize that there is the reading and the reading for information component that can be very valuable, but we haven't used it there yet. So we're doing both. We're using the math component in the transition program as well as the bridge to college program. And what's interesting about the bridge to college program is that the population we serve are second language learners. So math is, again, a good place to start for that population, and eventually we hope that we can bring in the reading component as well. Other areas in the college, and maybe some of you are already doing this, are some of the non-credit. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the transformation agreement and the programs in the transformation agreement. And we have been doing an advanced manufacturing program, and as Sandy said, we haven't gotten on board yet, but there is a lot of discussion in terms of using it for the advanced manufacturing program, both as an assessment tool as well as a remediation tool as needed. Because many people do come into the program or would like to come into the program, and I'm not there yet. So they absolutely need, again, usually some assistance with their math skills. So that has been very valuable. And in general, I would say most of you probably have programs like this. We have a Student Success Center, and within the Student Success Center, folks are given supports and resources on career exploration or financial literacy. And again, great opportunity to really rely on this tool to enhance those areas for our students. Also in academic support services and specifically in advising, we've had talks with folks in advising. They all love the idea. I think, you know, the question for all of them is, how do I learn enough about this program so that I'm really, you know, facile with it? And I actually feel the same way. I don't feel like I've had enough hands-on with the program. But how do I learn everything I need to learn so then I can share it with my students and support my students and have them understand it doesn't feel like a burden to use this, but it's actually something that they can use at their own time to increase their skills or their comfort level in different areas. So that essentially has been our goal. Another thought I had when I was just thinking about being on the panel today was that within academic advising, we offer college and career readiness workshops. And wouldn't this be an ideal workshop to, you know, bring a group of students in, teach them about some of the basic tools, give them a password, and have them get going on their own. So I think that there are a number of areas within the college that we can be using it more regularly. And the other piece that I neglected to mention earlier was about working collaboratively with the Valley Works Career Center, which is our one-stop career center. So they have joined us at meetings that we've held on campus. We have done various small grants and programs with them, so it makes complete sense for them to also use the tool as an assessment tool, make referrals. My sense is that if we can do that, then there really is a connection. There really is a connection between what we're doing at the one-stops. When students then make the transition over to the college, they'll be familiar with the tool. So I think that is another important area that we have to spend some time with. You know, as a newcomer to the program, I will say that the hardest thing, as I alluded to before, is really feeling like I know all the aspects of the tool myself and can then share it or actually sell it to other members of the college. And I think that has been difficult because of people's schedules and in some cases because of other resources that the college may have. So it's a matter of helping people to understand that here we have this wonderful, robust tool, and it doesn't cost us anything at all, and can really support our students very well in many different areas. So that has been the hardest thing, but we have had a number of meetings, and Jennifer James has come to the college and met with some of our staff. I feel like we need to have more meetings like that, bring folks from the different departments into those meetings. For my own staff, I was able to bring them together for a pre-service orientation, and we brought a trainer in who was an early adapter, and the staff had a workshop for about 2 or 2.5 hours to actually learn how to use the tool with their students. So little things like that have been useful. I certainly look forward to more support. We have absolutely used the webinars, but I think the webinars alone are not enough to get the kind of buy-in that we need from other departments in the program, in the college. But I try to really reach out on different fronts. And right now, I would say we probably have about 100 students using the program in our adult ed and transition and bridge program.